I think I was like 13 or
He
14.
was
I
a
think
baby.
I was a baby. Yeah, it was like, and it was just like back in the day. I remember it very specifically. Sitting in my living room, had a little coffee table, and I got a flip camera for Christmas. So I rested the camera like this, facing the TV, and then being like, "All right, guys, we're gonna play Cars on the Nintendo Wii," and like just doing that. And then I did that for a while, and then I ended up like getting a capture card. It was I think it was a Dazzle DVC 100.
It's way back.
Um, oh yeah. And then I remember the first, I was like, oh man, I have this really cool high tech thing to capture my game video in good quality. Now, what am I gonna record? And I just recorded like the original Super Mario Brothers.
Everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Brews and Q's. Today, hosting myself, B-Mac, along with Peter Pan, and today we are hosting TimfamousTV. Tim,
Hello.
what is going on, buddy? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Timfamous. I'm 28 years old. Yeah, 28 years old, and I like to play video games a little too much.
So what are you playing?
See that?
Well, right now I'm playing the new season of Fortnite just dropped, so I'm grinding away at the battle pass. Other than that, there's a Pokemon on the side, Arceus, and trying to get in a Xenoblade, but that's something to get into, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So, Fort, are you playing build, no build? What are you doing?
Oh, dude, no build.
No build.
Yes!
That's the way
Let's
to go.
go.
The no build is just I like I'm terrible at Fortnite, absolutely terrible at it, because it's like I always say, like 1 minute you're getting ready to just blast somebody, and then all of a sudden, poof, there's a skyscraper right in front of you, and I'm just like,
It's very aggravating.
yeah. So when they introduced no build, I was like, all right, let me
I'll give it a
shot.
try.
Yeah, and then I got like third on my first match, and I was like, okay, this is
Much better.
where it's at. Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
Lot
I
better.
remember that.
Pokemon, are you playing Pokemon Go? What are you playing?
Play
Arceus.
Pokemon Arceus, trying to.
Oh, I thought that was two separate games.
Now it's new on the Switch, right?
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, it's new this year. I'm a masochist when it comes to Pokemon, and I like to catch them all.
I love
And
it.
like, I mean, like when I mean catch them all, I mean all. So it's like instead of just getting a Bulbasaur, evolve it up to Venusaur, and be like, I got them all. I like to get a Bulbasaur, I like to get an Ivysaur, and a Venusaur, and have them
Oh,
all, and
man.
just be like, look at these guys. They're my friends.
Dude,
So,
That's
I went through my phases. Like I had yellow as a kid. I had you
Yeah.
know crystal. I had emerald. I had all of them. And then me and him went through a phase where we played Pokemon Go when it first came out. I remember he used to pick me up on weekends, like let's go hunt. I'm like, okay.
yeah.
It was bad.
Got a
Yeah,
lot of
I remember,
exercise.
Oh my, I did.
I was in college when Pokemon Go came out, and there was a water tower near our campus.
Yeah.
It was like a restricted area. And so me and my buddy were like, yo, let's like sneak up there, and like it was a gym. So we're like, let's
Yeah.
sneak up there, drop a Pokemon in the gym, and nobody will ever get it because it's a restricted area.
Actually smart.
The next day somebody like got it, and I was just like, all right, well, we tried.
It was weird because, like, I remember going to certain areas. Even my sister was playing it, and we would go out after dinner to certain areas where you would see no one ever, and then you would just see all these random cars just driving up to certain areas. I'm like, and they're like, "Gotta catch them all! Gotta catch them all!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's Pokemon."
Yeah. Dude, Pokemon Go, that was a fun time, and it's like it's one of those things every once in a while I go back.
Definitely.
I stopped playing Pokemon. The funniest thing, I stopped playing Pokemon Go because I wanted to actually spend money in the game to buy some Pokeballs. I wanted to spend like $20.
Yeah.
And I didn't have access to the Apple account that I logged in on. Oh no, I had a gift card and I loaded it to the Apple account I didn't have access to. And then I couldn't spend that money because I didn't have access to the account. So the money was gone forever. And I just was like, you know what? I'm done. And just stopped playing like in that moment. It was the stupidest thing.
A quick little rage quit.
I know.
Fuck this game.
Because I don't normally rage quit at stuff. Like I'm a very like it's more of just like a okay, put it down and just take a break.
Go on something else, right?
Yeah, just go on to something else or just like walk away. But I'm not like the kind of person to be like, you know what, and just like throw something or.
Mhm. Dude,
But,
I remember my parents telling me. Like I said, I'm 33 right now, and I remember Pokemon was the craze in like I'd say 98, 99 when it was really hardcore crazy. I remember my mom telling me that her and my dad went to a like Toys R Us 5 a.m. in line to get me the Game Boy Color, but it was the Pikachu edition. I don't know where it is. I do have a Game Boy Color, but I don't have the yellow anymore. I don't know where I put it, and I'm very upset about it.
oh
But they
no.
said, you know what we went through to get this game?
Oh man, the things our parents went through to get us stuff when we were
Yeah,
kids.
I love
I
them
found
just for
I
that.
found out years later my dad was one of those crazy people camping outside at GameStops waiting for a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
It's like the one day they're just like, "We got you a Wii," and I was like, "Cool." And then they're like, "You know, your dad like waited in line for like hours to get
I
that
will
thing." And I was
say,
like,
till
"What?"
this day, I still have a working. I don't know where. Well, obviously, I can put batteries in it, but I still have a working Sega Game Gear with like 3 or 4
Really?
games. Yes, I have a Game Gear upstairs. I have the magnifying screen you can put on top of it. I have a Game Gear,
Yep,
and I
that's
will
cool.
never get rid of the Game Gear.
See, the thing is, my wife is a big Sega fan. I was a Nintendo boy growing up.
Okay.
So we have a Genesis. I'm just
Oh,
looking over it now.
yes.
We have a Dreamcast, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for the data for her to be like, I want to get a Game Gear, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, here we go. We're on the
They're
hunt.
so hard to find.
I know. That's why I'm like nervous for her to want it, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna go upstairs and grab it, but I do have a Game Gear.
I
Brian?
remember. I still have my Sega Genesis. I actually have two. They came out with like two different Genesises. Genesises? Genesi? Genesi?
I
Uh,
think there was three, wasn't there? There was a third one.
not this. There was a Sega Saturn. I think that was the third one.
Oh, okay.
Man, I forget.
Yeah.
I still have the original one with like NHL 93, 94, like golf. I have all these weird games,
I
Madden.
was gonna go grab it. Sorry, it's not where I thought it was. I don't want to waste time.
Um, but anyway, question for you. How many Pokemon are they up to now?
Not. So the only reason I
Six
know this is because I'm
600
kind of getting
maybe?
into Pokemon cards, and I was looking at the number. It's like 907, 906.
What?
Yeah.
I think I stopped tracking around 300, 350. I
Oh,
kind of stopped. And then
yeah,
I obviously know they're still going. They're still going at it. But I
yeah,
stopped around 300 actively tracking.
yeah. No, there's like over 900 at least now, and
Jeez.
I'm really excited for the new games because they're finally gonna push that 1,000 mark, and that's just gonna be
Dude,
hysterical when that happens.
what do you think of the new style of the gameplay versus the old school 2D looking down design?
Um,
Can you
it was
get? Is it? Can I get into it? Like, is it nice?
Yeah, well, I mean, so they did Sword and Shield, and I just feel like I'm an idiot when it comes to Pokemon games because I just like them all. But then, like,
They are
other
great.
people will be like, well, this one's a bad one and this one's a good one. And I'm like, I don't know. I just think it's like that. What is it? The Marge Simpson meme where she's like, I think they're neat. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like that with me. But, like, the new one was a lot of fun because it just felt like brand new, fresh start with Pokemon because, like, you're hiding in the bushes. You can just sneak up on a Pokemon and throw a ball. You don't actually have to battle them.
It's different.
Yeah, it's very different. And that's Legends Arceus. Sword and Shield was very much like the same thing, more or less, except they had like an area that was referred to as the wild areas where you could like run around and there's just Pokemon running around in the fields and stuff, and you can move the camera around. And it was cool, but it was one of those things that was like after like an hour or so, you're just like, all right, well, I'm done with
That's what
this.
they got coming out in like a month or so, right? They just did another trailer for another one.
Yeah, the new one, it looks like it's going to be more like Legends Arceus and
Okay.
less like Sword and Shield.
It
I hope.
reminds me. Reminds me of Breath of the Wild, like the design. Which isn't
Yeah.
bad because I mean Zelda's an amazing game. From what I've never played Zelda,
Mhm.
but everyone I've ever talked to says Zelda's amazing.
Oh yeah, the Zelda games are fantastic. They're very big undertakings, so it's
Hmm.
like when you're gonna play one, you gotta play it.
You
Like
gotta
it's not,
focus.
they're not good like pick 'em up, put 'em downs.
Hmm.
It's
Like
one of those
COD.
like, yeah, exactly. Like because like Call of Duty, I can just hop in, play a game, hop out.
Yeah.
Zelda, you kind of like want to get to a good stopping point, like beat a dungeon or like get ready to start a dungeon, but you don't want to be like in this weird in between phase. Because then it takes you forever to be like, oh, cool, like this is where I go.
You're giving me terrible nom flashbacks of constantly raging going through Water Temple in Ocarina of
Oh,
Time. I remember putting that down and then being like, "Oh God, like what did I do?" And like trying to get through that and spending days before like you could go on the internet and print out like everything you're supposed to do.
yeah.
Oh man, with like the giant stack of paper.
Oh yeah.
God.
I That's why I don't go back and play Ocarina of Time, because that one's just like I beat it once and I was like, okay, I can say I beat it now, but I never want to go back to it again because of how annoying that temple was. And I heard the one in Majora's Mask is even worse, so that's why like I'm not even like wanting to attempt Majora's Mask.
You're on a time limit in Majora's Mask, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm just like, I don't like that because it's like you have 3 days, which is like random Nintendo time or whatever, and then it just resets everything. But like I don't know, it just gets annoying, and it just I tried it once and I was like, I'm not into this.
Yeah.
But
So let's jump into it. Question number one. So what inspired you to start streaming?
so I was early, like back in the day, I was one of the was like a YouTube kid, like one of those ones that grew up on YouTube. I think 08, 09 is when I started watching, and I made some videos with my friends, but I never had my own channel, and then I just made my own channel. Uh and then I just liked making content. I made anything from like those cringy like these are the characters I want to see in Super Smash Brothers, and like the list was like Iron Man, Optimus Prime, like making videos like that. And then I started making like let's play videos.
Yeah.
And they were fun because like people would watch them and they'd comment. And then like I just kind of kept like doing YouTube sporadically as I got older. You know, once I was like in high school and then college, it was really hard for me too. But then when I graduated college in 2016, streaming was kind of becoming a thing, but I never like had good equipment to do it. So then I finally just like started streaming because I just felt like it was the next step in wanting to create content and just play video games and have fun.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah. What age did you start your YouTube channel?
I think I was like 13 or 14.
He was
I
a
think
baby.
I was a baby. Yeah, it was like, and it was just like back in the day. I remember it very specifically. Sitting in my living room, had a little coffee table, and I got a flip camera for Christmas. So I rested the camera like this, facing the TV, and then being like, "All right, guys, we're gonna play Cars on the Nintendo Wii," and like just doing that. And then I did that for a while, and then I ended up like getting a capture card. It was I think it was a Dazzle DVC 100.
It's way back.
Oh yeah. And then I remember I was like, oh man, I have this really cool high tech thing to capture my game video in good quality. Now, what am I gonna record? And I just recorded like the original Super Mario Brothers. Um, and then like I kept doing a little bit more, got a little experimentative, with like just recording reviews and stuff. And then like yeah, just eventually started falling into Twitch because I like the immediate like, hey, you're doing a good job on your stream, or you suck at this game. So,
Get some
sounds
good
about
feedback.
right.
oh yeah, well I get the latter one more often because I'm really bad at games and I just kind of rely on my charm to get me through.
That's me. That is basically me. That
Yeah.
is what I'm here for. I am the you're okay, but you're not great. You're just funny guy in the group.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy over here, like I have other friends in my group who are just really good, and I'm just
Mhm.
average.
Yeah, I'm like, it depends on the game. I got really humbled recently with Super Smash Brothers because I thought I was like not like professional level, but like competent level,
Sweat.
where it's like, yeah. And then like I'm doing this challenge for my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get a win with every character online, and that was a humbling experience because I hopped on and I was like, oh, Mario, it's Mario. How hard can it be to play with Mario? An hour later, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my god, come on, just get
So
a
are you playing
win.
with the original Smash?
Oh no, I'm
'Cause
playing
this guy-
Ultimate.
All right, so I'm gonna aim this way because in the video this is definitely gonna be him. But this guy right here, it like swears like, and he'll He's just like the best at Smash Brothers, but he only plays on N64. Can you convince him? Is it worth getting it on the Switch? Is it worth him getting a Switch? Is it that much
Oh,
better?
dude, it's 100%. It's like the Nintendo
Get a
64's
Switch,
one
brother. I'll
has
get a
like a
Switch
lot of
too.
charm, but like the Switch's version has like there's over like 80 characters,
Come
and
on,
like I would say like 90, 95% of them are justified in being there.
that you could use.
What's that?
That you could use, right? It's
I
worth
mean, I
it.
think everybody's pretty usable. It's just like there's some characters that they added that I'm like, why are you here? Um, and then like on top of that, there's like they brought back a lot of old stages. Um,
I've
it
been
just
debating getting a Switch. I've been
oh dude,
thinking
I tell
about it.
everybody get a Switch if you're thinking about it, just get it because I think the Switch is one of my favorite consoles right now.
Yeah.
I just like the portability of it. I think Nintendo did a really good job with cranking out like just great game after great game. You know, like they started with Breath of the Wild, they went into Odyssey. Pokemon exists on the systems.
That's the only reason I'm gonna get it. Is for literally roaming because I have a PC, so that means I have Xbox. I have a
Yeah.
PS5, and the only thing I'm missing is the Switch. That's
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, and I always tell people like it just depends how much like what you want to do with your Switch because like I always push people to get a Switch Lite if they don't really care if they hook it up to their TV. But
Yeah.
if they want to hook it up to their TV, just get the regular model Switch.
Or the OLED.
Well, if you're feeling like spending the extra
I'm
couple
bougie.
bucks,
I'm bougie.
it's like $50 more. So
Yeah.
it's
I
like
was just spending for it.
yeah, you might as well at that point. But
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, I'm probably just gonna end up getting a Switch. I've been thinking about, like I said, because I saw the new Pokemon trailer just came out. I'm like, God, I really miss. I like, cause I was upset. Like I played the yellow, didn't play green or blue, but then after yellow, it was like crystal, emerald, and gold, and I played
yeah.
all those three, and I was hooked, and
Mhm.
I miss that feeling.
Oh yeah, it's once you get into it, it's addicting. Like I said,
Yeah.
I trying to catch them all is it's something. I'll tell you.
All right, that leads me into our next question here. I don't want to ramble on because I'm good at that. Question number 2. What game did you actually start streaming with? What got you into the whole streaming? Obviously, I think you might have mentioned it actually already.
Uh, so the unofficial first game that I ever streamed was Uno.
Okay.
Um, because I finally got a PC from a buddy of mine, and I just wanted to set it up and test it out and make sure things would work. And so I just had my Switch hooked up, and I was like, yeah, I just downloaded Uno. I'm gonna play a couple games of Uno, and we're just gonna try it. And I was just sitting there and like commentating and whatever. And I played for like about an hour, and I was like, oh, it seems like it works pretty well. Cool. So then like I switched over to Minecraft, and Minecraft was probably like a big game I streamed for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, oh dude, I love
I don't know if
Minecraft.
people. I don't know if I don't. How's it addicting? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How is it addicting?
Ugh, it's hard to explain, but it's one of those things like, especially if you're playing with people, that like if you get in there and you just start building your world and you're like, oh, I gotta build like I'm gonna build a farm and then I gotta build my house and then I'm gonna go in this cave here and I'm gonna explore and oh, I just found some
It's
diamonds and
just
now I can.
nonstop.
It just is like a nonstop like because the world just keeps growing and then the
Yeah.
more you do, the more you just kind of unlock and so it just slowly becomes this big monster of a game that you're just like almost like you're almost overwhelmed.
That's like me. I still play Roller Coaster Tycoon too. I'll
Yeah,
be
no,
playing. I'll
it's
be playing it, and like 45 minutes later, I'm still on it.
yeah, it's funny because it's like every once in a while I'll boot up Minecraft and stream it again, and like there's some streams that I feel like really drag because the game isn't just really like flowing long. Like I was streaming Final Fantasy VII, the remake, for a while,
Hmm.
and it just felt like that one took a while because the game was kind of like just starting off and it's moving slow. But then there's games like when I'm streaming Smash or Minecraft. And I'll look at my clock and it says, "Oh, I'm just starting my stream. It's 12 o'clock." And then I blink and I look down and it's like it's already 1 o'clock. And I'm like, "It's 1 o'clock. Holy crap! Like I'm already this far along and I feel like I did nothing."
When I am, I'm like snoring.
Oh yeah, it sucks because having that late night stream schedule on nights I'm not streaming, I'm still up at those hours. So like we'll
Yeah.
be visiting my wife's family, and then they'll all go to bed, and then I'm just like left up like sitting in the bed like on my phone or like playing my Switch, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not even tired. So
Yeah, I'm afraid if I get the Switch, it's gonna be like that. Where I'll be in bed like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Versus
yeah,
me like scrolling on TikTok, I'll be just there on the Switch, and I'm like, oh, I can't put Pokemon down.
I feel like that's a better way to do it though, is being
That
on
is
Pokemon rather
true.
than
Instead of on
TikTok.
Facebook or Instagram,
Yeah, I set this new rule with myself today on TikTok.
it's addicting.
Do you guys watch Stranger Things? Have you guys watched the new season of Stranger Things?
I didn't get to it yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen season 1 yet, but me and my wife are thinking of starting it because I heard it's
Okay.
good.
Definitely worth it.
There's a big song that the show kind of like had made popular again from the 80s.
The
Forget what
never-ending
it was.
story.
No. I saw it. The girl almost died. I saw this by
Right,
accident. I
yes.
saw that by accident. Yes.
So they use this song to kind of like help her essentially.
Yeah.
So the song
She
is
was
now
floating.
really popular.
Yeah.
And so I set a rule to myself. I was sitting in bed this morning and I was like, all right, here's the rule. I don't sit in bed all morning. Once I get to a video with that sound, you're done. You're off TikTok. Like just like
If it
that.
pops up.
Because I was like, it's a very popular song, and I scrolled like 5 videos, and then it came up, and I think I went one more video because I didn't realize it, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, that was the song. Oh, we're done, and then just like shut
Yeah.
my phone and
That's
put
like
it
that whole
down.
thing with that Lizzo song, the Lizzo song that keeps popping up, and it'll pop on stream and she's dancing. I'm like, all right, I had to stop because everyone's streaming that
Yeah,
Lizzo.
yeah. No, it's like there's just the thing with TikTok is like you just hear the same like 5 or 6 sounds over and over again, and it
And
gets to the
you're
point where you're
hooked.
just like, yeah, well you're hooked, and then like it gets to the point where you're like, I'm sick of this song. Like I've never cycled through songs so much in my life, like that I've like, oh, I like this song. Now I hate it because I've heard it so much.
Exactly.
And like TikTok is like really good at
Notorious
ruining
for that.
songs. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, on the Minecraft subject, did you happen to see the video that Mr. Beast did, where he paid like a bunch of people on Fiverr to build him a
Yeah.
house? That was so cool. Like just
I
watching some of the results.
Yeah, I saw some of it. And I just probably because I was like half watching it, but I didn't fully like it was weird because he's like, we paid these people on Fiverr to build this house and then we're gonna give it a rating. And then he goes to like the $5 house and they're all giving it ones and I'm like, well yeah, it's a $5 house, like what did you expect? But like I felt like that was the weird thing, but like I thought it was pretty cool. Like just how people like get crazy with it. Like there's
Oh
worlds where
yeah.
people have been playing for like 2 years straight and they have like this whole city with like a whole like economy and like all this craziness going on. Like Minecraft players go hard. I'll say that.
Interesting. I've never played it, but
Neither have
I've
I.
I've seen videos, and it's like some of the detail people can actually get into when they're building it. Like
Yeah.
it's super cool, but like it deters someone like me because it's like I don't have that kind of time to invest into a game, especially when I'm playing other things. So it's
Right.
just looking at it, I'm just like that's super cool, but I can never get into it.
No time there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a little beginner friendly, but like it's one of those things where it's like you build your little house and then you look over at your friend who just built like this immaculate like 3-story like 12-bedroom house and you're just like, ah, man, I'm not good at this, am I?
What about time? If you can manage the time, you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian.
So question number 3. We did this on the last one. I actually kind of like this one, so I wanted to reuse it. But if you could take someone out of a TV show and replace them with yourself, what TV show would you pick, and what character would you pick?
I like that one.
Um, I don't know. I feel like the obvious answer is like somebody from like the world of Avatar. Like that was the initial my thing, like the last Airbender. Because I was like, man, wouldn't it just be cool to like pick up a rock and like throw it? But then I was like thinking more about it, and I was like, man, I'd really like to replace myself with somebody from. Did you guys ever watch My Hero Academia?
No.
What was it again?
My Hero Academia.
No.
Okay. It's like this show about these like it's like a superhero show, an anime, but they're like going to school to learn how to be superheroes.
Okay.
And so I feel like if I were to switch places with anybody, it'd probably be the one girl in the show, Uraraka. She has this ability to like she can touch something and then holds her breath and it just floats. And I just feel like that'd be the most useful thing in the entire world to do.
Interesting.
You know, it's just like something goes under the couch, you just touch the couch, hold your breath, and there you go. You can just get it. You don't have to like do that weird like lay on your stomach and like like look away and like reach for it, like that thing.
Yeah.
I had something the other day where I was trying to get out to my car. It fell under my car, and I had to do that. And it was just one of those things. I was like, man, I wish I could just like lift this car up and get it. So I feel like that would be the most fun thing to do. I was talking with my wife about this, and I was like jokingly like, man, I think I would change. Another one I would do would be Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Just so it'd be like I could like not make the show as like try to be as edgy as it is.
It's so good though.
Is it still good?
Oh yeah, it's so
Is
good.
it?
Whenever it comes on, and I
Yeah.
never. I don't know. I've never watched a bad episode of it.
Okay. I guess it's one of those things like people like to make YouTube videos where they're like, Family Guy's bad now. And here's all the clips of jokes that just didn't land. But it's like, okay, but like name a show that every joke in the show was hysterical.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, so maybe
You're
it's
gonna
one of
have
those
your
things
your downfalls in shows.
Yeah, I mean,
You
The
know?
Simpsons is like a classic where it's just like, oh, this is a great season, and then like 5 seasons later, it's like, what are they doing?
It's
Why are
been
they
around
still
for
here?
33 years.
Yeah, so it's like maybe it's one of those things like I gotta go and watch the newer seasons.
Or
of Family
really
Guy.
look into it and find bad quotes, but a lot of it's good.
Yeah, there was the one episode I saw. This was the one I was like, that like always sticks out of my head when people are like, look how bad Family Guy is now. And it was the one where Peter, I forget what happened, but he's just really tall and skinny now. And he's like, yeah, and he's at the like this like theme park, and everyone's like, it's the Slender Man, and he's just like yelling something at them, and then like Quagmire's like, Peter, and he's like, what? It's just a joke, and they just like did that a couple times, and I'm like, that's not that funny, but
There's
like,
so much I want to talk about, but I just can't because I don't know how much we can say on Family Guy.
yeah, I feel like I could talk about Family Guy all day because I used to really love Family Guy.
No, I mean like there's certain topics on Family Guy that I feel like if I bring up now on camera,
yeah,
it'd be a problem, so I can't bring them up.
yeah, that's the beauty of Family Guy is like they still like they do a good job of still staying relevant, which I think is funny. But yeah, I got to give that a show a new try. New breath of fresh air.
Moving on, good question for you. Obviously I can see behind you you're a huge gamer, and I can appreciate that. What is your favorite gaming series of all time?
It's really tough for me to pick. I go back and forth on this. It's either
Can
like
you pick? Can you pick? Sorry, can you pick between consoles?
oh yeah.
PlayStation.
For me it's the Switch.
Okay. So what do you got for Switch?
The Switch, I like it's either like Pokemon or Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, like just Zelda. Those are the two games that like stick out as like my favorite two series that I always go back and forth on. Just because like Pokemon has always been a game series that I've played since I was a kid, and like I never stopped playing Pokemon Go because like I always talk to people and they're like it was like you were saying like I played the like Yellow and Gold and all those.
The Crystal Emerald, yeah.
Yep, and then I never stopped. I just went all the way through. Like I played Diamond and Pearl when it came out. I played Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like all the way up. And so it's like I've been consistently playing the Pokemon games, and it's one of those like constant things in my life, I'd say, because it's I always have a Pokemon game to play. It's always something new, and it's like it's always a new experience. Like I always feel like even if I go back and play an old one, it's never the same.
Yeah.
So I like Pokemon a lot, but then I go to Zelda where it's like, I was saying earlier, Zelda's a big undertaking, but like it is an experience. Like when you play a Zelda game, it's not like any other game you've really played because it's like you really fall in love with a lot of the characters. The world just feels so alive and like cool. And it's just there's nothing like playing a Zelda game. Like I've never played another game that I'm like, oh, this feels like a Zelda game. Like there's things that I play in other games that I'm like, this is Zelda like. But nothing captures like the charm of like a Zelda game.
Never played a Zelda game.
I would suggest if you're gonna start with one, Don't do Breath of the Wild first because you're never gonna want to play any of the other ones.
That's what I've been told. I have two old coworkers who are obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I
it's.
still
Go
have
ahead.
Ocarina of Time, Pete. I can lend it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time's good. Ocarina of Time is good. As much as I was saying, like I played it once and I was done. Like when I was done, I was like, "Oh, this was good." Um, Twilight Princess is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing Wind Waker with my wife a little while ago, and Wind Waker's one of the most charming of them all. I feel like just because it has that like cartoony style to it, and you just like the characters feel alive more than normal. So
One more thing before we get on to our next question. I knew as soon as I joined this podcast, I looked behind you and saw your Timfamous, and
yeah,
it was in the font of Pokemon. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. That's the
yeah,
Pokemon font. I love it.
yeah. My wife got that 3D printed for me for Valentine's Day.
That is a wife. I can
She was
appreciate
like,
that.
she's like, I'm gonna get you. She like the theme was like Pokemon,
Yeah.
and she got me that. And she got me, I forget what else she got me Pokemon, but then she got me this, and it's like a little potted
Diglett
plant.
or no, Doug Trio. Doug Trio.
Yeah, and then if like you take it out, there's like a bunch of little buff dudes in there. So like, it was like really funny because I got it and I was like, oh, this is cute, and she's like, yeah, take him out of the pot, and I was like, whoa, that's funny. So I wasn't expecting that when I pulled that out.
I like that. I love
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, Pokemon or Zelda, they're probably some of the best games I think.
Brian.
Good stuff. Oh, so out of curiosity, you said you started with Yellow? Pokemon Yellow? Nice.
Yeah, red, yellow, one. I forget which one. I think it was red. I don't remember. One of the three.
Got my blue laying around here somewhere. I don't know where it ran off to, but that's cool.
I do have Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I might play
I remember
those.
Pokemon Pinball.
Puzzle Challenge was fun.
Was the pinball was on the Game Boy, right?
Yes.
Game Boy
With
Color.
it had the little battery in the back for
Yeah.
vibration. Yes, I still have that.
I need to pick that one up, but I know they made a second Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Advance that I put a lot of time into. So
Did you
Actually,
ever?
like there was some I missed, so I actually even downloaded some on like I had an old Samsung tablet, so I jailbroke the tablet just to play the old Pokemon game.
yeah, that's the way to do it.
Mhm.
Did you ever
Right.
play
Actually, no,
Pokemon?
you should support official game releases.
I'm gonna catch up and get a Switch. I promise.
Did you ever play Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Snap, like all those?
Yes, those are fantastic. I like Stadium was fun. Mini games is where that game is just like masterpiece.
Yeah.
Snap was frustrating for me, but I had fun with it. They made a new Pokemon Snap, and I don't think it's as good as the old one.
Huh.
Not to sound like that guy, but like, it just there's just too much to it now that it's like the old one had 63 Pokemon to catch, and this one had like 200 some, and it just was like, this is
Wow.
annoying.
Can't
Yeah,
beat numbers.
And then it was like one of those other things too, like you could beat a level in Pokemon Snap by going through it like once or twice. This one you had to go back like 4, 5, 6 times, and it just was like, oh boy, this is getting boring.
Mhm.
But
So question number 5. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
where do I see myself in 5 years? I always hate this question because it's always so like, I guess because like I'm a very like I can't see past next week sort of person. That it's like, how am I going to see myself in 5 years? But I'd still like, I think I see myself in 5 years, still content creating, still making stuff that like I enjoy. Because like it's just fun for me at this point, you know. And I just hope to still be at that point with it where like everything I put out, I'm very confident. Like this is good. I was doing a Red Dead series on my channel where I was playing Red Dead 2,
Oh God.
and it was like I'm so proud of that series. It was 50
So good.
parts. And like it was really fun because I got my buddy to do like a voiceover narration where it's like every video has an intro, and the intro is something like 1899, the end of a century, like the old west, something something, and then it's like, but their biggest fear in life isn't themselves or this new society. It's a man, and then it cuts to like a shot of me like playing video games. It's like it's a man child that plays too many video games. Like it's just I want to keep making stuff like that 5 years from now, and I just wanted like the quality to get better. I want it to get funnier.
Hmm.
Um, I still want to be streaming. I want to hopefully be on a better schedule. Um, and I just want to like kind of grow more, have the community bigger, and just do crazier things. Like I had this idea for like Survivor, but like it's in Minecraft, and I
Hmm.
thought that would be fun. But like every time I try to do it, I'm like, well, I only have like a couple people that are watching that are gonna join, so it'll be a little hard. And it's like I feel like there's a lot of resources I would need. So I hope to like in the future be doing stuff like bigger like that.
You're on
Cool.
So
Twitch, right?
yeah, I'm on Twitch. I
Yeah.
stream on Twitch. Yeah, I haven't ever streamed on you. I think I streamed on YouTube like before, but I don't know if I ever will again.
Yeah.
So I want to throw in one more random question before we get to the last question here. Seeing behind you on that wall looks amazing. Roughly, can you tell us about that wall? How many games are we talking about there?
Huh? I think we're close to 1,000. Um,
Whew.
because the wall, I'll show you real quick here. The wall goes like up,
Hmm.
and then it goes all the way to the floor. Like there's games all the way down here that like you guys can't. There's like probably another like two
85,
rows that you
90?
can't see. What's that?
Like another 100 games down there?
Um, it's hard to say. Probably, yeah. I don't know because there's like a lot of like I have like Dreamcast games, so those cases are really thin, and then I have DS cases and 64. It got out of hand. It's out of hand, and it got to the point where I had to make a spreadsheet, and so like the spreadsheet's organized by console, and then games alphabetically. So it's like when I
I
go to
love it.
conventions, I just like I have the spreadsheet on my phone here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Um, yeah, here it is. I like pull the spreadsheet up and
Jesus
like
Christ.
I'm just like, oh, okay. Like I'll find a cool game like, oh, like Epic Mickey on the Wii. Do I have it? Oh, yep, it's on the spreadsheet here. So cool. Don't need to get it. I
And all
forget
these
some of these
games you
games.
have played, right?
No.
You just bought them.
There's some, yeah, because there's some like some of the games I buy, it's like I know this is going to be a game to find or harder to find down the line. I think one I did that with was it was a Fire Emblem or something, and I got it for the Wii, and it was like $60 when I bought it for the Wii, and that was probably like towards the end of the Wii's life cycle. So I was
Hmm.
like, oh man, this game's hard, like because it went up from like being a $50 game to like a $60 used game. So I was like, listen, if I'm spending 60 on it now, who knows what it's going to be like. And now that game sells for like $120.
I've seen
So it's
some
like,
games like that have gone like for over $200, $300, and
oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like I never thought in my life to keep games. You know, I always
yeah.
thought give them back to GameStop. Then GameStop just screwed you. So now I should have
hmm
never done that.
I'm just like the best way to put it is I'm a collector, but
A
that's just a
professional
fancy way.
hoarder.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's a nice way of saying I'm a hoarder. So,
Sorry,
um,
I can appreciate the collection.
but like there's a lot of games I bought that like it was like games because like I take advantage of GameStop's like buy two get one free. So it'll be like, oh man, I really wanted to get, I don't know, Persona 5 for the PS4. So I pick up Persona 5 and then it's like, oh man, I've been also wanting to get Nier Automata. Cool. All right. But then, well, I got to get a free game. Well, I heard that Resident Evil Village is good, so I'll pick that up too. And then
Heard
like,
that was good. Never played
yeah, oh,
it.
it's I actually did play that one and it's fantastic. And so
Lady
it's just,
Dimitri.
dude, the thing that sucks about that game is she's so great, and then she's just like, she's the
Bitch.
first boss.
Yeah.
And then you're just like the rest of the game, you're just like fighting all these people that like you just genuinely don't care about. And I'm like, but
Gotta love it.
yeah, and this is also like I have to always add this disclaimer when people see this. This isn't just me collecting. This is my wife collecting too, because like when we got together, like my game collection became her game collection, and her game collection became mine. So this is one.
Oh, we're not
So
knocking. We're not knocking. It's
oh,
impressive.
no, I know.
Give it
I just like
that.
to add that disclaimer so people don't think I'm not too crazy with it.
It's all right. Brian, you want to finish it off?
Um. So yeah, I can agree with you because I had a pretty decent DVD collection and then whenever my girlfriend moved in, she had an even bigger collection than I did. So I was just like, oh man, like we need to get like an actual legitimate like shelf for these things. So I kind of did
Yeah.
what you did, bought like a whole shelf just to house these things. We ended up
Yeah.
having to double stack them because we had so many. I was like, oh.
Oh. Well,
So,
actually, fun thing. Our buddy Raj helped us build this.
oh,
Yeah, he helped me
nice.
build it because I was like, man, I need a shelf because I have way too many. And it's actually funny because this isn't even all my games. Like I have all my Game Boy Advance games and my Xbox One and Vita games above my desk. And then on the other side of the room, I have like a little
I
shelf
gotta
with
come
all
see
my.
this room.
Oh, dude,
I gotta come. I gotta come over.
it's just like everywhere you look, there's something. Like you're just seeing this angle, but like on the other side of the room, like me and my wife have like a his and her setup, and then like there's like these bookshelf with like cubby holes for all of our consoles, and there's just like people come in here and just like don't say anything and just look around. They're just like, oh my god,
I can't stop
stuff
staring at
everywhere.
your wall. I'm obsessed with
Yeah,
the wall.
there's so much like on the wall there. I mean, back there is a mess, and I need to like
I think
get
the
rid of a
most
lot
I
of
ever
that.
had,
But
roughly off the top of my head, PlayStation 1 probably had 35 games.
yeah,
PS2 around had another around 40. PS3 probably dropped around 20.
yeah,
And then PS4 maybe 20. PS5 maybe 2.
hmm
I feel like every generation just,
yeah.
just drops.
That's kind of how it was for me, except with the PS4 because like PS4 was the generation that um I had big boy money, so I was
Yeah.
able to buy games. And then also like you could get games really cheap for the PS4. Like if you waited like 6 months, if you didn't need to buy a game as soon as it came out, you could
Mhm.
probably wait like 6 months. That game would be $20 on sale. Um, so like that's how like a lot of this happened is because like I mean there's some duplicates you see on here like I'm literally looking at it right here. Saints. This is two copies of Saints Row 4 because it's like one for me, one for my
I gotta
wife,
take
and
a
we.
picture of this because this is just insane. I love
It
it. I'm
is.
sorry.
It's here. Let me make it better for you here.
Give me more. I gotta
Oh,
show everyone. This is like awesome.
here's the thumbnail.
I can fully appreciate that wall, and I love that.
Oh, it's fun. It's just like it's overwhelming sometimes because I sit here and I'm like, oh my god, like
But it's beautiful to look at.
it's fun. It's very fun to look at. And I feel like the LEDs help it make it look a lot more fun. But like, yeah, it is. It is a monstrosity, and like, I don't know.
My
I
one
get
buddy's
lost
got
looking
like
at it,
60 guitars, and I always give him crap because I think 60 guitars is a lot.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then I sit there and see this, I'm like, you know what? 60 guitars isn't that much.
Yeah, no, 1,000 games like sounds like a lot, and then when you look at it, it looks like a lot more. Um, and the sad thing is, this is like I said, this isn't even all of them because there's ones around the room. But like, I've actually gotten to a point where the shelf got filled, and I had to take games off the shelf, put them in a like a. I think my whole PS2 collection is in a Rubbermaid container, and is away.
Okay.
I think it's in the closet back there, but. And I'm getting to that point where I have to pick another console, and I think original Xbox is the next to go. So, just less. Will we play less? So,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a Microsoft fan, anyways. PlayStation only. This guy over here loves his Microsoft.
what is it about Microsoft? Sorry to flip the script here.
He
But
had
like,
a Sony before. He had a Sony. He
yeah,
switched.
I just
Um,
like. For me, I have a hard time with Microsoft because I just don't feel like they have a lot.
Exclusives.
Yeah,
Never really did.
but like,
There's games that won me over originally. Like PlayStation, don't get me wrong. I mean, I started off on Metal Gear Solid. I love Twisted Metal.
Yes.
Twisted Metal was great. Crash Bandicoot was fun. A lot of those classic PlayStation games were always a lot of fun, but it was something about Xbox. Like Halo won me over, even though that wasn't the
yeah,
first game I had on Xbox. I can't even remember what it was. But the thing was, if I'm not mistaken, before I jumped on to PlayStation 2, my first big game I really played was on PC, and it was Call of Duty, the original one. So I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think Call of Duty was on PlayStation,
It wasn't.
I don't
and
think it
that's
was,
why
no.
I
PC
picked
first.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I grew up as a Nintendo kid, so like for me, it was like when I finally went outside my box, it was kind of like what are all my friends on, and like my one friend had PlayStation. And I was like, oh, I gotta get PlayStation and get Modern Warfare 2. It was a PS3. So I can play with him. And then or Modern Warfare 2. And then like he never was able to play with me because he was always playing zombies and I'm terrible at zombies.
Oh, I love it.
I know. I'm like the one person that's like I'm not crazy about zombies and
Oh,
everyone
it's
looks at
so
me like
addicting.
I know. I wish I could get it. I got it at the new one, but
Hmm.
I'm still terrible at it, so it's like it's hard. But then like I went a couple years of like playing the PS3 by myself and then I finally like saved up my money and I bought a 360. And then I was playing more with people. I was playing Reach, I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4. So like it ended up like I ended up on Xbox because I was playing with more people. But then like when I got my Xbox One, I mean, I'm looking at my shelf now, it's like 20 games. If that, like I don't know. It's just
For
and
me, it was on PlayStation. Sorry to interrupt. For PlayStation, Metal Gear Solid.
yeah.
That's my series personally. Like
Yeah.
all 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
So
That's one I gotta
uh,
go back and try.
oh,
Like
currently
I'm
going
so
through
behind.
it. All right, I think that is about it. I think that's all we have for you today. Tim, thank you. I appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
Definitely
having
gotta
me.
get some games in. Brian, what do you think?
Absolutely, dude. We'll play some Fort. Definitely.
Oh, dude,
Yes, we will definitely play with you.
you gotta. It's fun to do the no build. I'm telling you.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the only way to do it. I literally stopped playing just because of building. So
I went no build, went back to build for like there was like a challenge that I needed to get in build mode, and I was like, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I thought no build would help me like build, but no, it made me hate it more.
yeah. So all right,
Awesome.
gentlemen.
Tim, have a good rest of your weekend, and this episode should be kicking off next Friday, so I'll shoot it over to you.
Sweet, thank you.
Awesome.